Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to Against the Public for May 24th. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. We are the only show that analyzes early betting patterns by the public, and we've done that once again with 3 free Major League Baseball plays for Friday. After the show, I will have my top MLB, NBA, and NHL selections locked and loaded on Pickdawgz.com. You can either jump on board with my single plays or, of course, that 3-pack is $49.99, and we'll have one in Major League Baseball tomorrow. And, of course, that always comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, there's only one way to get every play that I release for one low price, and that is to simply become an all-access member. And you can do so for the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, jump on an annual all-access pass, and you can get one of those for just $3.56 a day. You get every one of my plays from now till this time next year for one low price. And this is really the time to do it, guys. All access customers, 56% winners over the last week, 59% winners over the last week. And of course, right here on this show, another perfect 3-0 on our free plays. So everybody should have a little bit of walking around pocket change, and make sure to jump on board on one of those packages because we're absolutely scorching hot in Major League Baseball right now, and really overall. So this is the time to do it. Make sure you build that bankroll for football season. We say it, or I say it just about every video, but it's really important. You got 2 months to go before football season starts, and I want to make sure everybody has a massive bankroll to start with because we are going to have a massive year in college and pro football. So let's work together. Get to pickdawgz.com right now. Let's get involved. Here's your free winners for Friday. We'll start things off 12:45 Eastern Time, 975, 976. Seattle Mariners minus $1.48, 7.5 is your total, over 122. Over the Washington Nationals, George Kirby against the Washington Nationals, I should say. George Kirby against Mackenzie Gore. Mariners ended up splitting that 4-game series against the New York Yankees. They were outscored 12-3 in those final 2 games. And I think in some ways that might be a little bit, that might be good for us. Seattle wins the first 2 games in the series. And of course, if they take 3 of 4 from New York, they're feeling pretty good about themselves. Maybe not entirely focused on the series against the Nationals. But, look, if you split that series, and especially losing the last 2 games of the series, well, now you're going to Washington with a completely different mindset. Mariners we know that they're most effective when they attack starting pitching early, being aggressive in the count. That is, they were against the Yankees. That's when they had their most success. And I think that's a good formula against Mackenzie Gore, and the numbers bear that out. He struggles early in the count. Hitters are hitting .563 when the count is 1-0. .365 after a 1-0 pitch, and hitters average, we'll go with that. Hitters average .333 on 0-1 counts, and batters are hitting .404 against Kirby when getting ahead in the count. So a lot of good numbers there that seem to really favor Seattle in the way that they probably are going to attack Mackenzie Gore. I think Seattle's going to score early and often, and I think Seattle's the play here. We'll take Seattle minus $1.48. And game number 2, 6:50 Eastern Time, 965, 966. Kansas City Royals minus $1.18 on the road against the Tampa Bay Rays. Seth Lugo against Zach Eflin. Kansas City minus $1.18, 8 over minus 15 is your total. What's not to be excited about the Kansas City Royals? They don't seem to be going away anytime soon. I thought a couple series ago against Seattle when they lost 2 out of 3 against the Mariners, I'm like, okay, here we go. This is a start. But they lost those games against Seattle, and they bounced right back against Oakland and Detroit. They've won 6 straight games. They've scored 45 runs in those 6 games, and that's over 7 runs a game if you want to do the averages on this. Their success in the lineup really does not, or their success comes from a lineup that does not let the opposition relax. Miguel Garcia has more homers this year and 203 at-bats than he had in his previous 486 at-bats. And good guy to have in the top of the lineup. And we know that there's some whispers about Bobby Witt having an MVP season. You have Salvador Perez in that 4 spot, Freddie Fermin, who's picking right up where he left off last year. I mean, they have a really good lineup. So this is a team to be excited about moving forward. And then, when you compare that to Tampa Bay, there really is no comparison. I mean, Tampa Bay has 1 or 2 guys in the lineup that are dangerous, probably just 1 at this point. I like Kansas City. I mean, it's been a long time since you've seen Kansas City as a road favorite. Not a long time, but coming into the season. And they're really making believers out of a lot of people, including myself. And that's a very winnable division. So we're going to take Kansas City minus $1.18. And 7:10 Eastern Time, 9:55, 9:56. San Francisco Giants against the New York Mets. Mets minus $1.42. 8 is your total. Kyle Harrison against Christian Scott. Sometimes you see a number and you're compelled to dig a little bit deeper as to why. We have the Mets that have lost 10 of the last 13 games. They were swept by the Guardians. But if you're looking at this from an odds maker standpoint, you're really saying, wow, they're making a statement, making the Mets $1.42 against the Giants. Kyle Harrison is 4-1 on the season. He has a 3.60 ERA, while Christian Scott is 0-2 with a 4.32 ERA for the Mets. Mets are 0-3 when Scott gets the ball. Speaking of starts, Mets average 0.67 runs. Yeah, it's less than 1 run a game in Scott's starts. All that, and the numbers minus $1.42. And the public taking it hook, line, and sinker. 77% of the early money is on the Giants. I've been doing this way too long. When it seems too good to be true, it usually is. We're going to take the Mets minus $1.42. So that does it for your free plays for Friday. Go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages, including that all-access pass that gives you every one of my plays for one low price. We're absolutely heating up for the summer, so make sure you do get involved. And thank you to everybody that has so far. Here's our Friday recap. Seattle minus $1.48. Kansas City minus $1.20, and the New York Mets minus $1.42. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who continues to watch on a daily basis. Please hit the like and subscribe button. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Friday.